Sup everyone, we are back with more Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. And we are continuing right from where we left off, except that this takes place a day after the last one. So yeah, just putting that out there for some reason, I don't know why, but I am. The Red-Headed League is currently under investigation for grand deception. A deception of what nature, Council? They've been targeting red-headed men across all of London and tricking them out of small sums of money. 2 men were arrested for the misdemeanor only yesterday, in fact. My lord, the defense calls for those 2 men to be summoned at once. 2 redheads? Gee. Inspector Gregson clearly infiltrated the Red-Headed League using this hairpiece. So it's very likely that he had direct contact with these criminals. And it's quite possible that such contact led to more serious events. I still can't get over this theme, it's too good. I concur that we cannot in good conscience leave this new avenue unexplored. Well done, Mr. Naruhodo. Well, it's another possible line of inquiry for us, at least. The prosecution will make immediate arrangements for the charged men to appear. Bring these 2 Red-Headed League conspirators before me, Prosecutor Asogi. At once, my lord. Very good. We will have a 30-minute recess. Court is adjourned. And I really just ended last episode, like, less than 2 minutes early. Wow. I was very impatient. Oh, and it's even a to be continued. Bravo me. Bravo. Just bravo, Toadster. Oh well. It's whatever. Oh shit, what the hell was that? Felt like I got stabbed by something. Is this the work of an enemy stand? Yes, that was a JoJo reference. Anyways. Oh, there you are, Edo. What kept you, my dear fellow? God, these 2 next to each other is quite a sight. Hello, Mr. Sholmes, Gina. You sure about what you said in there? That the boss, you know, actually died the day before. It's pretty hard to swallow. Yes, I was shocked by the revelation too, Gina. As was I, possibly more shocked than both of you. It's not a competition, Mr. Sholmes. But I was more shocked than all of you put together. Renosuke be like, it's not a competition. Instantly says that, but if it was a competition, I'd win. I was the most shocked. This is the autopsy report in question, isn't it? Yes, it's strange that there's no time of death noted. I suppose there's a simple explanation, or perhaps it was a deliberate omission. Oh dear, if it was deliberate. Puts me in mind of the last case we worked on, and Dr. Scythe. Yeah, I know, right? I know. Anyway, it seems that on the day before Lord Von Zykes discovered the body, Inspector Gregson was investigating the Red-Headed League, so perhaps something happened with them. Come to think of it, you had trouble with those League men too, didn't you, Mr. Sholmes? You were taken in by their trick. No. Naturally, I wasn't taken in, as you put it. My sleuth hound interest was merely piqued slightly by the rare scent of a weekly £4 income. And that scent masked the underlying scent of deception, I suppose. I am a master of deception. My machinations lie undetected for years. The 2 criminals in question are the pair we saw being arrested yesterday, aren't they? In Mr. Sholmes' suite, no, I mean. That's right, Suze. And it was me what took him in. Thanks to a tip-off by a good law-abiding citizen. Indeed, yours truly. So it's gonna be that pair in the witness stand next, is it? Something doesn't quite make sense to me, though. The day before Inspector Gregson was found, you hadn't had trouble with the Red-Headed League yet, had you? Why would the inspector have been investigating them? Well, the likely explanation would be... yeah, sorry. That Gregson's own sleuth-hound interest was piqued by the rare scent of a weekly £4 income. Don't tar him with the same brush as you, Sholmes. The man is dead. Yes, well... Then there's the whole issue of Inspector Gregson being investigated by Lord Von Zykes for some reason. The Reaper, the Red-Headed League, Inspector Gregson, Lord Von Zykes, and Kazuma. I feel as though he knew we'd arrived at this point somehow. He knew we'd arrive at this point somehow. Gosh, I think you're right. What's he really trying to achieve here today? Good question. All the answers will soon be revealed. Observe the time, my dear fellows. This recess will be over very shortly. Yes, you're right. Kazuma was determined that he should be the one to prosecute this trial. And he was also determined that I should take the defense. Just what is it that he's hoping to make me see, I wonder? I get the feeling we're a long way from the end of this trial yet. We're a long way from Texas. Are you ready then, Mrs. Sato? Yes. Equals, eh? Back in we go. 2nd of November, 1 p.m. on the dot. Oh. Freaking Von Zykes from the back is pretty funny. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again. We resume the closed court hearing of Beric Von Zykes, here present, who stands accused of murder. Now then, Prosecutor Asogi. My lord? Have you summoned the witnesses as requested? Yes, the 2 members of the Red-Headed League who planned and carried out the deception. They arrived not long ago from the local prison by police carriage. Very good. Snap. Bailiff, usher the 2 men into the court. Here we go. Whoa. Yo, spaghetti. I cooked a meatball. These 2 men are currently being held by the police on suspicion of attempted extortion. You may omit your occupations, but state your names now for the court. I am Fabian De Rosso, a descendant of the great De Rosso family from Nice in France. And my name is Peppino De Rossi. I am the 3rd son of the great family De Rossi, the landowners from Napoli. The 2 men first became acquainted at a boarding school for European nobility. Those who graduate from Temsik are the future leaders of Europe. But do you have any idea how boring it is to be born with this noble blood? Alors, I make it my mission to get the better of the world by employing the little grey cells of my brain. That is all I am trying to do, huh? So, that's the only reason for this whole grand deception you've been carrying out? Oui, you could say that. Not bad, eh? He has the grand ideals, but the petty plans. This strange combination is the charm of the hairiest brothers. Si, capo. This dude's looking over like, really? Listen to me, Peppino. I have 2 things to say to you. Ecce? Are you about to tell me one of your grandi anecdotes? Evviva! Firstly, I want you to stop calling me this capo. And secondly, We are not the hilarious brothers. This is serious business.
Shibello, there it is, the capo's trumper card, the furrowed brow. It is Deepo, capo. The furrow and the meaning of your words.
I'm sorry, I am butchering. I think these are supposed to... I think these dudes are French and Italian respectively, in the order of which they talked, but God if I cannot do either of those. Oh god, I didn't even read that line. I was too caught up in apologizing for my shitty accents. The court has been led to believe that under the banner of the Red-Headed League, you have conspired to swindle money from unsuspecting members of the public. Is this true? Oui, c'est ça. I don't know. And what exactly was the nature of this deception by which you planned to defraud? Glasses on.
Alors, I will explain it. No, capo. Leave it to me. As you see, we both have the vivid red hair, no? At school, we were teased for this without pity. The capo here, he was many times behind the school, crying like the Trevi fountain. Where's those dogs? One day she vowed for respect us redheads.
Why is he turning German? I don't know what I'm doing. Help. Send help. Send help. I am dying. I am dying. I'm dying. Maybe I should just do like a regular little kid voice or some shit. I don't know. I might be able to do the French one, but this smaller lad.
Every night he would bury his head in his pillow and weep for the injustice.
Yeah, I think I can do that voice maybe. C'est bien, Peppino. Enough. I will explain the rest. The first step was the newspaper advertisement. About 1 week before the plan was put into operation, we listed the same notice in every paper in London. Yes, we saw that notice. It was this one, I believe, entitled To the Red-Headed League. Oui, c'est ça. I am honored that you have seen it. You know what? I need to check how that's pronounced. Alright, I looked it up. Apparently it's pronounced very similar to the word seesaw, except with just like... Oui, seesaw. I am honored that you have seen it. It states that the only condition for joining the league is having flame-colored hair, and that if you satisfied the interview panel and are admitted into the league, you could receive a weekly income of £4. On the date specified, red-headed hopefuls gathered in droves at a park specified in the advertisement, and from each person present, this pair took an application fee of 5 shillings. And this is the money to France. It was a plan most elegant, no? No. No, it was most dishonorable. But to be frank, I'm stunned anybody was foolish enough to be taken in by such an obvious trick.
The park was described by one witness as choked with red-headed folk like a coaster's orange barrow.
And the day on which all these men gathered to apply was the day before the victim was discovered. Crucially, these two men spoke face-to-face with every single person present that day. Oui, I have seen more red-headed people in my days than I've seen the rest of my life.
See. And then now, every time I see the capo's hair, I feel sick to my stomach.
Anyway, why have we been summoned here today? Sorry? The date for our trial was not until tomorrow, I was told. Naturally, neither of these men have been told any details about this trial. They've only been shown this photograph. Very good. So, Mr. De Rosso and Mr. De Rossi, you will now give your formal testimony for the court on the subject of the gentleman pictured in this photograph. Of course, we are always ready to help with the law. Alright, into it we go. The man in the photograph. I'm stuck here with the man in the photograph. We had more than 1,000 redheaded people assembled in the park on Lime Street that day.
But I don't recall the man in this photograph, Capo?
No, I don't remember him. Obviously, he is dead now, but I assure you he was not in the park.
Allora, this victim is nothing to do with us.
You have a lot to answer for, Peppino. It is your fault that we got caught in the first place. Interesting. You've given sworn testimony that this man in the photograph was not present. Can you be certain? Oui, I am quite certain. We did not interview this man.
No one looked like this came to the park. This I can promise.
It must be noted that you have been arrested for a grand deception, however. Accordingly, this court has little confidence in your assurances.
With this attitude, we get nowhere.
He's really a sulkin now. At least Ryunosuke is at least I'm not the only one that's using terrible accents. Ryunosuke is doing it too. This confidential document was obtained directly from Scotland Yard. Oh, why did I speak in Ryunosuke's voice? Sorry, that was too high pitched. Let me try that again. This confidential document was obtained directly from Scotland Yard. It records an entry from the inspector's private diary dated the day before the incident. It reads Lime Street, Red-Headed League, undercover.
I have the answer. Maybe there was another similar event in the park on the day in question, eh?
That is ridiculous. There's no question that Inspector Gregson was investigating the Red-Headed League, which means it's quite possible that's when he was killed. It's whack that this is the second duo we've seen of a tall guy and a short chubby guy. First we got Nash and Ringo, and then we got these fools. Very well, the defense may proceed with the cross-examination now. Yes, my lord. Alright, here we go. Show time!
Hold it!
What do we got? 1,000 people. That's a very big crowd. It was quite a spectacle. Redheads had come from all over the capital.
See, the capo here, he has the magnetissimo animale, eh? Nobody else could attract so many people. If I could be born again, I would be the capo.
All those people wanted was the money, Peppino. The £4 per week. Man, now I've flip-flopped and now I can't decide on a voice for the tall guy, but I've decided on a voice for the short one. Are you suggesting that you spoke personally with all 1,000 applicants? Oui, that we did. Because every one of them paid us 5 shillings.
We take their names and we take their money and we take their addresses as well. Then I tell them that we take some days to let them know by a post if finito, maybe 2 minuti a person. We start early in the morning and we stop late in the night.
So you earned 5,000 shillings in one day? That's a small fortune. Who would have thought there were 1,000 such gullible redheads in London to start with? One of whom was a great detective with chemically altered hair. This is true.
But I don't recall the man in this. I don't recall the man in this photograph, capo.
Oh wait.
Hold it!
He doesn't look at all familiar.
No, I don't think so. And this is a wig, eh? He was trying to trick us. I do not like the people who are trying to trick the other people.
Says the con artist. If between them they interviewed 1,000 people with red hair, it would be unreasonable to expect them to remember every face.
No, senor. I may be small, but my memory is very large. I never forget a thing. In my opinion, I do not think this man was in the park.
But he's not going to give the court a definite, it seems.
Hey, Capo, you didn't see a man like this, huh?
But according to what you've said, you spoke with 1,000 or more people that day. Oui, that's true. My eyes were burning by the end of the day. Surely then, you can't actually remember every single face. How are you so certain that this particular man wasn't present?
Normally, the red hair is very distinctive, eh? But not when you have 1,000 redheads crowding around. Then it is just an eyesore. But if there was some other information you could give us, maybe then we would recall.
That is not the line, Peppino. Remember, we do not remember him. We are sure of that factor. If there was a man with a red hairpiece, but his mustache did not match the color, then I do not think I could have forgotten him. Kazuma said these two had only been shown that photograph and they'd been told nothing else at all. But what if I fed them just one other detail about the victim? For example, oh, the fish and chips, hell yeah! I can certainly appreciate that just knowing the man had red hair wouldn't help you remember in this situation. But what if I told you that the man was always munching on a packet of fish and chips? Do you remember a man who was eating incessantly? Not really. I was looking only at the heads of the applicants. I wouldn't have noticed the fish and chips any more than the caviar and smoked salmon.
Oh, the spaghetti. Me, I love that spaghetti.
Really? I had no idea. Tell them again what you said before, Peppino.
Si, Capo, si. I say it again and again.
Hold it!
Let's try it again, but not with the fish and chips. That did not that clearly did not work. Name? I can certainly appreciate the blah blah blah. But what if I told you the name's man is Gregson? The man in the photograph is a Monsieur Gregson. Yes.
Names, they are boring. I did not listen to any of them.
Oh.
It was not a real interview, huh? It was just for a show. Why would I remember the names?
That's right. This changes nothing. The man in the photograph was not there, as we have already said. I see. Alright. Yeah, stop doing your spin jump. What are you, Mario? Alright, time to do the second one. Well, third time's the charm. I can certainly appreciate blah blah blah, but what if I told you that the man on the red hairpiece was actually a detective? The man in the photograph, a detective. Were they just all red herrings? Yes. It would appear he found your notice in the paper suspicious and decided to investigate incognito. Sorry, but this changes nothing. Sup?
Excuse me.
What do you got? What do you got? Something to add, Mr. DeRossi.
See, I am always adding something. Parmesan, olive oil, pepper.
What I mean is, did you not agree with your friend's last remark by any chance?
What did he just say about the detective?
Yes, that. Keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut, Peppino. You have said enough already.
But why, Capo? What is the problem? There was a man who said, I am an inspector from Scotland Yard.
What? Good lord. Damn. Order, order, order. Explain this volte face in your testimony, witness.
It's simple. A man who was at the park said to us that he...
There was no such man.
Madai, what do you say, Capo? Have you forgotten, eh?
I have forgotten nothing. Nobody like this came to the park.
Basta, Capo, basta. You beat me at many things, but not two. The memory and the meals. Like I said, when it's time to eat the pasta, no one is a fasta.
That was fun to say. Oh, I want to reread that line. That was a fun one.
Like I said, when it's time to eat the pasta, no one is a fasta.
That one's good. But you are inferior to me in every other way. So shut up.
Objection!
Oh damn, they both slamming it. Double slam. Chop tarts, the damage is done. Indeed it is, sir. There was a man who came to the park and he said he was an inspector from Scotland Yard. However, he looked nothing like the man in the photograph. He was someone else. How can you be so sure? Because, to start with, his face was completely different.
See, it's true. The man who came was a younger. His face was clean shaven. His eyes were sadder. His chin was thinner.
No resemblance whatsoever, then. Oh no. Anyways, last week. Anyway, I was not going to be fooled. I took the obvious precaution and said to him, if you are really a detective, show us the proof.
See, the couple here, he doesn't take no nonsense, eh?
But he was well prepared. He said he had identification. Identification? You mean official police inspector's identification? That is most unconvincing. Sorry, my lord? Counsel, no incognito inspector would offer his identification for inspection. It's quite out of the question. Definitely. Why would he expose his true identity? Clearly, the papers were fake.
Certo, Capo, you are a genius. As we say in Natalia, it takes a thief to recognize another, eh?
I thought it was isn't it supposed to be Venezia or something? I don't know. And what happened after he announced that he was a detective? He became very annoyed. He said, "You are under investigation." So I took his papers from him and chased them out of the park.
It was fantastico. And look, here is the identification.
So you stole it from the man?
He had it coming. He made us very scared. But he was not who he said he was.
Indeed, the person described does not appear to have behaved as a true inspector would. However, I believe it would be prudent for these identification papers to be entered into evidence.
But I like them.
Okay. Oh, okay, hold up. Well, I suppose we should see what this inspector's identification looks like inside. Who is it? Yes, definitely looks fake, doesn't it? Out of interest, what name is given? Probably just something plucked out of the air. It's Tobias Gregson. Wait, what? This Scotland Yard insignia looks genuine to me. Oh shit. But how? And the department and identification number details are all correct as well. Since when have you known those? I know everything. My book holds the secrets of the universe. Do you mean to say... I know it seems incredible, but yes. I think this is a genuine identification book issued by Scotland Yard. But that's unbelievable. This is the real thing after all? Oh shit. Well, I guess I can just present it, can't I?
Objection!
Yeah, I was about to say. I wonder if I could ask you to examine this identification book very closely. Miss Lestrade. Why Miss Lestrade? What is your intention here, Counsel? Is this really a fake, or is it genuine? That's the question. Which, we can't answer ourselves.
Objection!
Don't be ridiculous. No Scotland Yard detective would allow his or her identification to be stolen. Well, I can't wait to see how he reacts to this. I'm surprised that out of all the characters that get voice lines, that Gina of all characters isn't allowed any. That is the boss, isn't there? No question about it. It can't be. As I suspected. The undercover detective who attended the Red-Headed League's enrollment on the day in question was the real Inspector Gregson, carrying out an incognito investigation. So law. Dude fell backwards. What a nerd. Order. But if the boss said his identification stolen, he would have reported it straight away. I mean, he was always on at me about it. If he lost something, reported it once, he said. Could it be then? The inspector was physically unable to report it. Physically? Eh? What are you saying? Unable to. You're not suggesting. Yes, it's quite possible that he was killed before he had the chance to report his identification stolen. No! I suppose. The new Cosmo poses, they give me life. The defense posits that the victim was killed the day before his body was discovered at a different location. Do you two have anything to say about that? I know nothing away. I done nothing away. Pull yourself together, Peppino. Mon Dieu, you can behave a little more like a master criminal than that, no? I wish I had the return to Italia. Wait. Stop crying, Peppino, please. Otherwise, Lame, stop your whining and start talking. Well, I believe that... I know nothing way. But you will tell everything and shut your trap, or face the worst possible outcome. You will dry your eyes and testify again. Here, put him by the fire. That should dry him out. About these identification papers and the precise circumstances under which you came by them. For crying out loud. Oh wow, they're both just crying now.
The truth is, we took him prisoner and kept him for the night at our secret hideout. Even though I didn't think he was a real detective, I was too scared to let him go that day just in case.
You know, I feel like I'm doing more of an Italian voice with the other guy. I don't know. Like, this dude's French. I don't know how to do a French accent well.
We took the man's identification from him and shut him in the room next to us. There might have been a little tussle, but we did him no harm. And the next morning we let him go. He spent the night in a nice room. It was nothing like prison, Lily. Wait.
This is outrageous. You imprisoned the man.
But no. It was not like a prison. It was a really very comfortable and a calm and a happy place. Capo?
Regain your composure, buddy.
It was never part of my plan, I swear it. So you think it was my fault, eh? Just because I got the date on the ferry run by one little day. I do not think it was your fault, Peppino. I know it. No. Per favor, Capo. It's not fair.
You shall have plenty of time for squabbling back at the prison, gentlemen.
Oof, I don't believe this. How could he have been a real detective?
Counsel for the defense, proceed with the cross-examination. So on the day before the incident, Gregson spent the night confined in this pair's hideout. That would seem to be the case. Now I have to deal with crying little babies. Baby man, little baby man. Do you realize what you're saying?
You have to believe me. I never intended for that to happen. And I'm sure the detective did not intend it either.
Do you think...
But there was nothing else I could do. See, nothing else. This was the first crime for the capo. He was at the end of his wits. I've told you before, Peppino. That is not the way to describe a criminal mastermind.
What about this hideout of yours?
An old empty house behind the park on Lime Street. We rented the place for 2 days. It was an inspired idea by the capo here.
An impulsive idea, I would say.
No, not impulsive, inspired. Capo? What am I supposed to say to that, Peppino?
And it was in the house described that you can find it was the house described that you can find Inspector Gregson, was it?
Oui. But you have to remember, I was under the impression that he was a pretender, not a real inspector.
Doesn't quite add up, though. If you didn't think the man was a real inspector, there would have been no reason to take him prisoner, would there?
No, you are right, but we couldn't be completely certain.
Yeah. Too scared? Why?
Because. Why had he come to the park? We didn't know. There was a chance that he had seen through my plan. And if that was the case, he would go straight to the police station to blow the whistle on us. Even if he was just feigning to be an inspector, he was up to no good, huh? Without the doubt. Without the doubt.
I think most people would agree that it's you two who were up to no good.
Well, see, you may be right. Capo. The point is, we were not able to escape from England immediately. That is why we have no choice but to take the man prisoner.
What I don't understand is why the inspector felt the need to show you his identification in the first place.
See, I asked myself the same question.
We were writing down the names and addresses of all the people who we took 5 shillings from that day. I have forgotten what name he said, but the address, it startled me.
See, address Scotland Yard Homicide Division, he said.
What? He probably didn't like your face, Peppino. Anyway, I was not rude, I just politely asked him why he had said that. And that's when he started to say he was an inspector. Not long afterwards, he took out his identification. What was Inspector Gregson playing at? Tell the court what happened next. You took him back to your hideout, you say?
See, we did that.
Alright. And this still feels so weird to have this not be the last case because frickin' Gregson is the victim. Like, this feels like a joke. That being this identification book here, correct?
See, that is the one.
What made you believe that it was a forgery?
I never seen the real one, of course, but he was so suspicious, this man. Allora, I was thinking it must be false, capo.
Oui, it is just as Peppino has said. We were convinced it was not genuine.
And so together, the hilarious brothers, we took the man captive.
All we did was shove him inside a locked room. Then we made preparations to transport all of the money. And for a penny and for a pound. There might have been a little tussle.
Hold it!
What do you mean by a little tussle exactly? Boof. It was nothing. Just a minor incident.
The falso inspector, he was a real piece of the work, capo.
What happened?
Uffa, he was a disaster. We gave him a nice room, and what does he do, huh? In the middle of the night, he tries to escape through the ventilator.
Can you blame him? Gregson vented. He's sauce. We chased him, bien sûr. And we caught him again. Sorry, that was gross.
Can you blame us?
Wait, you didn't shoot the man in your haste, did you? So, who do you think we are? Of course not. I simply caught hold of him again and took him back to the room. Hello.
Excuse me.
Oh. Shit, I forgot to mute my mic. I was gurgling water. Ah, no, that's gonna sound gross. Mr. DeRossi, is something wrong?
Me?
Something Mr. DeRossu just said seemed to make you well, it seemed to make you act even more strangely than usual. What was that all about?
Cavallo, at times like this you don't want to have the capo after you, believe me. And I speak from personal experience.
Personal experience? That is enough, Peppino. There is no need to say more.
The truth is, the night before we put the Red-Headed League plan into action, I was scared. It was not a fault to the capo, but I tried to run away.
It's a shame you didn't manage it.
But the capo, he came after me like the turbine, and he dragged me back to the house, kicking and screaming. I still have the bruises to prove it, capo.
Bruises, you say?
Ah, you wanna see, huh? You wanna see my fantastico bruises?
That's enough now, Peppino. No one wants to look at any part of you. Wow, that's real harsh. Wait. Wait, is that a... Oh, I just realized. Were they choked out by the neck or like strangled by the collar? Because we saw that on, frick, what was her name? You. Yeah, you can see it right on his portrait. He had something around his neck, too. What did you do, huh? I show you or I don't. I show you or I don't. You do now. Wow, Kazuma, quite forward of you. Lord, if everybody wants to see, then I do it. Echo, you see, it's still very visible, eh? That red ring around your neck, you got that when you were dragged back to the house? See, the couple sometimes is very rough and... I said that's enough! Peppino's neck has nothing to do with what we are talking about here. You have my word. Yes, what is your opinion, Counsel? It's important. Mr. DeRosie, I'm gonna have to ask you to amend your testimony of details about that mark on your neck. Aye, Capo. You see, everyone is interested in what I say, eh? I don't even know if this guy's a kid, but... See, if you really wanted to know. Escape at the Capo. Do I just present a picture of his...
Objection!
I was about to say, I don't see any... So the day before his body was discovered, Inspector Gregson was taken prisoner while working incognito. No, it was not like that. It was hardly a prison. It was an invitation to stay. It was only... However you describe it, there's one glaring inconsistency that remains. What inconsistency is this, Counsel? I would ask the court to look closely at this photograph of the victim, Inspector Gregson. You will see that there is no red ring of death visible around his neck. But that makes no sense. It was me who took the collar of the man in the morning. And I saw the red bruises on his neck, just like I have. Given that the mark is still clearly visible on this witness's neck, we expect to see bruising on the victim who was put in the collar more recently than Mr. DeRosie. Indeed, that is most peculiar. But what we tell you, huh? We say this from the beginning, many times away. Peppino is right. The man in the photograph. He is someone different to the man we held captives that night. Excuse me? Order! It would appear, then, that on the day before the incident, the man who visited the park on Lime Street posing as an incognito professor, Inspector, I mean, was not Inspector Gregson at all.
Objection!
If that's true, however, how do you explain the inspector's identification? This is a genuine identification book issued by Scotland Yard. It's inconceivable that someone could have stolen such an important item from the inspector. The prosecution made that assertion itself. And we also know that the inspector had made a note about the Red-Headed League in his diary for that day. Which surely means we can't divorce the two events completely. The inconsistency noted by the defense is most troubling. If it were the real Inspector Gregson whom these two red-headed gentlemen encountered, the fact that no bruising can be seen around his neck defies explanation. But equally, if they actually encountered an imposter. Not among us, actually. No, sorry, I couldn't even make a good Among Us joke that time because I realize he has a different, he has a unique expression here, which he looks very cute, as odd as that might sound to say about him. He's a pretty boy. How did that person come to be in possession of the real inspector's identification? Does the defense have some plausible explanation, counsel? The whole thing defies explanation.
It is for precisely these occasions that we keep meticulous notes on the court record, Mr. Naruhodo. Because those are the facts, and the facts cannot lie.
No, the facts can't lie. Even when they point to something so incredible it's almost unbelievable. Well, my lord, the true identity of the person who turned up in the park for the Red-Headed League's enrollment is revealed by information on the court record, I believe. Good gracious! Very tantalizing, Mr. Naruhodo. So why don't you help us all to see whether the truth... to see whatever truth it is that you've so apparently seen. Who exactly was this inspector that appeared before Mr. DeRosso and Mr... Oh.
Doon 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 doon. Doo-doo-doo.
Doo-doo. Though it seems incredible, I admit, the undeniable facts point to only one thing. Since no bruising can be seen on the victim's neck, the person who was seen to... who these two red-headed men took prisoner that day cannot have been Inspector Gregson. In other words, your whole argument up to now has been a waste of time.
Objection!
Oh, no, it hasn't. On the contrary, I haven't finished. What? What? There's no bruising on the victim's neck, so the question immediately posed next is, who exactly was this man in the park on Lime Street, found to be carrying Inspector Gregson's identification? Man, it's not the same without the smirk that Ryunosuke usually has. Where is it?
See, that's right. We tell the same story every time. Whoever this man was, the capo dragged him from a pillar to a post with the dog collar.
Mon Dieu, Peppino, it was not so harsh as you say, huh?
So who was that the falso inspector? Who was he?
Clearly the defense has an idea about that. About the true identity of the man these two imprisoned that night. I must ask the counsel for the defense to elaborate post-haste. Who did the witness encounter in the park posing as Inspector Gregson? Oh, man. Oh, yeah, these two are almost the same age. Doesn't that mean I could give, if I wanted to, I could give like a real deep-pitched voice to this person, if I really wanted to? It's you.
Take that!
Goodness me, isn't that... One of the witnesses who was in the stand in this very courtroom earlier today. A nameless man whose only occupation appears to be peddling hearsay to passers-by.
Objection!
Why do I have to voice that character out of all three again? What on earth would a street seller be doing with the police inspector's identification papers? Witnesses, is this the man or not? What has happened to his lip? Ah!
See, this man is not for the red-headed... It's not for the red-headed league, eh? He's looking for the twisted lip league, no?
Perhaps rather than making us such a rash claim next time, you should bite your lip instead. It seems improbable, yes, but one undeniable fact remains. During his testimony earlier, I noted something around the man's neck. A red ring of bruising. Huh? What? The defense demands that Mr. Gossip be brought back to the stand. Next time on Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Adios, ciao, bye, and signing off. Ja, mata ne.